Welcome to Wayne's World Garage. Today, we'll finish turning the 6,000 pound red oak log into 16-foot long 2x8's. But before we get started, I wanted to go over some of the maintenance and improvements we've made over the past few weeks. Oh, and a big shout out and thank you to the folks who left feedback. I'm new to making YouTube videos, so please feel free to leave a comment and feel free to make suggestions to help me improve this site. After, of course, you hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. So we've actually made some improvements in the last several weeks. We put some emergency cutoff switches in here, which will short out the magneto. We put this railing up here, so whoever works at the outfeed table has the opportunity to lean back and lean on some pieces of wood. And Matt was kind enough to shore up some of this, so it's not quite so wobbly. So we've got two emergency cutoff switches now. So if any of these guys are looking, they can quickly shut off the saw. So additionally, what we did here was we reversed all of these boards that we set the logs on, and there's 12 by 12 pieces of wood underneath this decking, so we shored them up because it was pretty clear that whenever we dropped the log down here that the back end of these things came out of the ground and lifted them up. So we ended up putting a 12 by 12 under this one, and under here we ended up doing it a little bit differently, but I believe we've made it quite secure. So we took out these big 1-inch bolts and then we put bigger ones in there. So what the outcome here is a much more stable wood track where we can put the logs on and it's not bouncing all over the place. So we still need to do a little bit of tweaking because when we cut an 8-inch piece of wood and it's logged, when we cut an 8-inch log here, 8 inches wide, 8-inch cant, it tips down, and when it tips down, it scrapes right here where we can see where we adjusted it with a chainsaw a little bit. But we're on track, and I think we're moving in the right direction here.
Oh, you're talking about using the chainsaw to take off a little bit off the deck?
That's what we did before.
So just clean it.
It's your call. I don't care. Well, it'll take 5 seconds with a chainsaw.
All right, we're ready?
Yeah, that's ready.
Hold on.
Guess not. I mean, that's it. Fix it.
Chainsaw.
Holy shit.
Is it rubbing on one of them, both of them, two of them?
The two back ones now, because it's too long for so it goes off that back one.
So it's no problem. Just take the chainsaw and cut, scrape it down. Where's that baby saw?
Ready? Yeah. Oh, this is gonna break. Go. Slow. Nice crack. Slow.
Yeah, George.
Coming down.
I got it. Well, all right. It is rule of hair. It is rule of hair. It didn't move.
Ready, Gary? Yeah.
I don't know if we can do that.
Get this in first. We just need to get it far enough back where it's clear of the blade.
Yeah, so we're doing the heavy end.
Well, is it going to continue to be a problem?
No. I think so.
Is this up too high here?
I think so, Wayne. The last two are. Go. Go.
We're clear of the blade.
I mean,
Yeah, we can just hold on.
yeah. No big deal. Not
Okay. Ready? You want to use something down there so that doesn't...
No, you know, we knew we had to go
Wrong with that? It'll still be
Oh,
close.
sorry.
Good. That's good. So I need.
Right.
Yeah, I can't bring it out. It's not flat. That's how we
Push it in. And wait 5 minutes.
Little tray.
Trim it.
We're ready for you.
Got some kind of
There's 4 people in the way. How dangerous this thing, so. Watch your legs, gentlemen.
Beginning, I know, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, he got, yeah, somebody had.
So here we are making fine adjustments to the wood rack. So what happens is if the log sticks out a little bit too far, it'll hit these large, they look like 4x12 boards or 4x14 boards, and it rubs on them. So as the carriage slides back and forth, the log gets stuck on the wood rack where the logs are stored before we mill them. So here, we're slicing off 2-inch slabs, which as you can see go back to the cutting end, and they'll get cut in half again. So each of these slabs will give us 2 8-inch wide boards that are about 16.5 foot long. Okay, jumping ahead just a little bit, you can see now we have this big block. It's 8 inches thick. These are called cants. Cant is a big rectangular piece of wood. So now we can quickly slice off 8-inch pieces that are 2 inches thick and 16.5 foot long. So we're just zipping these by the saw, and actually this process goes quick. It takes a lot of time to get to this point, but once we're here, we can roll very quickly. So, shockingly, we actually using our heads here, and we're taking these right off of the mill and loading them right onto the forks, which are on the tractor. Makes moving around a whole lot easier. So now that the two cants are all cut down, we simply take the extra pieces that were 16 or 18 inches wide that we cut off originally and cut those into 8-inch pieces, so we end up with a bunch of 2x8s again. So at the end of this project, we ended up with about 20 of these boards, which are actual 2x8 inches, 16 and a half foot long. And by my math, that's pretty close to 500 board feet of red oak. It's gorgeous red oak. There's just no anomalies or anything wrong with this at all. If you check back to the beginning of the video, when we looked at the Doyle log scale, it said we were going to get close to 500 board feet of wood, which is pretty darn accurate. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching us mill this big 6,000 pound log. If you like this, click subscribe. Please leave some feedback and help me improve these videos I'm making. Have a great day.